So this is first part of drawing Disney's Cruella, the movie released few months ago. So first of all, if you want to start drawing this portrait of Cruella, I have used grid method. And if you don't know how to use grid method, just comment down below. I will make a different tutorial for you all so that you know how to use a grid method. I personally use grid method in many of my portraits. I don't go directly because I can make directly portraits, but I think that if you can use a grid method and make perfect portraits from small sizes to bigger sizes perfectly, so of course you should use this technique. You can go directly to so many artists go directly, but I will recommend that if you are a beginner or an intermediate artist, just use grid method, because if you will go for directly, there I see so many artists make this mistake that one eye look like 2 centimeter and another eye look like 2.5 or 2.3 centimeter. And if someone will look like average people will look and they will say that it is beautiful sketch, but if an artist or any person will see that know about art, they can perfectly say that there is a difference between those two eyes and it's not looking good. So I will recommend that use grid method. Now I have used charcoals, graphites and blending stumps and different earbuds for making this portrait. For this portrait, the main difference between last every portraits I have made and this portrait is that there is no skin texture, there is no skin color. For only this picture, because the reference picture I have used, it is completely black and white. So many black and white pictures are there, but for this particular black and white picture of Disney's Cruella, the reference picture was having completely black and white and there was no skin texture, no skin color. It was completely white, or it was also a makeup. So to make those skin texture different, we will use different type of techniques for that. But now for first part, the main focus of ours will be on the right hand side of hairs of hers and left hand side of hairs. I have used charcoal pencil, and as of course first for a base layer I will use medium charcoal pencil. Sharpen your charcoal pencil oftenly, because if you will use your flat charcoal pencil, it will give you a totally blurred or not a perfect look. So if you are under 12 or 13 year ages, I will not recommend that use blade for cutting your charcoal pencils. If you have parents, just tell them that cut your blade or help you cutting your blades with charcoal pencils. Now the main thing about charcoal pencil is that if you will apply more pressure, it will look more darker. So use hard one or medium charcoal pencil first for making those details. Now for making hairs, as I always use charcoal pencils, but the difference between right hand side hand hairs and left hand side hairs of Cruella, particularly Cruella, is that left hairs are completely white and there are so smaller details of hairs are visible. So for making those both difference, for the right hand side, first I will make a base layer with medium and hard charcoal pencil. But while making hairs, you should know the difference between directional hairs and completely black hairs and making difference or highlights between them. But the technique I am using is that you see the directions where the hairs are going. As we can see, the middle part of hairs, which is upside down and diagonally upside down. So apply those later details like starting and end. See the details where the hairs are going, where the directions of hairs are going. Now to see the more and more details, you need to zoom out your pictures. I see so many people just print out their portraits or the reference picture, or just use the passport size photos or any other photos, and the most of the parts everyone nowadays use mobile phones. So don't use your gallery application, because if you see or focus on your gallery pictures, if you will zoom out your pictures, it will not zoom out as much as possible. And as much as you will zoom out your pictures, the more and more details you will see, and the more and more details you will see, you will apply on your sketches and it will look totally realistic or hyper realistic as much as you want. So now after zooming out your pictures using any another third-party applications like Pixar, Snapseed or any other application, zoom out your pictures, see the details, see the directions of hairs, so that you can apply more details to your sketches, and more details, more beautiful sketches. Now After making the base layer, just highlight using mono eraser the parts which are highlighted, because not complete hairs are black, so you have to apply smaller highlights also. Use mono eraser, or you can also use your rubber and cut it out using blades or any other thing, so that you make it pointer and make those smaller highlights. Now the tougher part is that the left hand side of our hairs, it is completely white but layer bit details are visible, smaller details. So we will just make every hairs with graphite pencil. I am using a mechanical pencil, or you can also use 2B pencil. Don't apply much pressure because you have to rub it afterwards. So first of all, make every hair visible. But if you will see on the reference picture, there are not every hairs are visible. Smaller hairs, every part is white, smaller hairs are visible. So to make those visible hairs, you have to use the main thing which is known as start using your hairs first. Make every hairs, then use highlighter like mono eraser or your common rubbers, and first make it using the base layer of 2B pencil. Don't apply much pressure. Second, make highlights, or you can also say that second layer should be blending also. But if we will blend every part of hairs of the left hand side of Cruella, it will look completely weird, or it will not look as beautiful as you want. So use first layer as a 2B pencil, make directions, make those curves visible, because some or most of the part of hairs of Cruella is curving on every parts. So make those visible. And second layer, don't blend, just directly go for mono eraser and make those parts visible or more highlighted. Not every part is white, but some of the parts are white also. So make those parts visible and your sketch will look perfectly look white on upper parts. The main thing between right hand side and left hand side is that the hairs of Cruella are right hand side are completely black and left hand side are completely white. But if you will focus that some parts are of course making highlights or shadows, but for making those highlights and shadows visible, you have to use your pencils or the rubbers wisely, so that you can apply those shadows and highlights and make your sketches look realistic as much as possible. You can make drawings using your rubbers and pencils, but so many artists I see make mistakes while making realistic sketches, that they just make sketches of any portraits. They don't use base layer, first layer, third layer, and we will see on the second part how we will apply these techniques.
So that was all for this tutorial. If you have learned something from this video, subscribe and drop a like. Comment down your question and queries regarding this tutorial. Meanwhile, take care of your loved ones too. Have an artistic day. Tattoos.